Hi, I'm going to teach you the actions for our minor prophets in the Old Testament. So we're starting with Hosea. So we're going to pretend we're holding a hose and spraying because it sounds like hose. And in the book, God talks about cooling off or forgiving one another. Book of Joel, we're rolling our hands, and so this Joel sounds like roll, and in the book of Joel they also talk about turning back to God. Book of Amos, we're going to aim with our bow and arrow, as it sounds like Amos, and it also is about following God. Book of Obadiah kind of sounds like obey, so we're going to wag our finger to say you need to obey, and in this book God's enemies are also punished. Book of Jonah, we're going to make fishy hands and wiggle our hands because Jonah was in the belly of the big fish. Book of Micah, we can hold our hand up to our mouth and pretend we are speaking into a mic, and Micah spoke about hope for God's people. Nahum, we're going to pull on horses' reins, neigh, and say Nahum. Also in the book, the chariots, it reminds us of the chariots of the Assyrians whom God would judge. Habakkuk, I can't really demonstrate as I'm sitting down, but you kind of kick backwards. It sounds like back kick. And this book is about asking why, but yet trusting God like a horse may ask why, but yet trust his master. So Zephaniah sounds like has a fan in it, Zephaniah. So you fan yourself. And the book also talks about how there's a hot punishment coming if you're disobedient to God. Haggai kind of sounds like hey guy. So you're calling with your hand, hey guy, come over here. In the book of Haggai also, he had a message to tell. For Zechariah, we're going to draw a Z in the air. And they talked about building the temple there as well, so it's sort of like pointing out directions, how to build the temple. Malachi, you can't see so well, I would rub my tummy, but pretend you are sick. Mal is like French for sick, so Mal, the Chi. And so this is like your eye, but it's also pointing that Christ is coming. So we are sick without Christ, but he is coming, and we will be spiritually better. So those are your books, all the books from the Old Testament now, and those were your minor prophets.